So in the previous tutorial we have learned how to animate a 2D fish, make it look like it's swimming by using the puppet pin tool. Now we want to bring it to the next level by animating more and creating a visual effects using virtual cameras. So you will see that the focus of this video shifts as the video plays. So it starts with the first fish at the end in focus and it ends with the first fish on top in focus. I want to do the same thing in After Effects CS6. So the first thing I have to do is to make this layer 3D just by clicking this icon here and then duplicating the layer, Command D on the keyboard or Control D if you're using a PC. Next, I'm going to tap P on the keyboard and use the third value that you see here to change the Z position of the fish. I'm going to also move the fish a little bit more towards the left. I'm going to also duplicate this fish one more time, show the P4 position, and this time shift it backward. And use the red arrow to move the fish forward, so you see the three of them. If I play the video already, you will see that the three fish will be swimming concurrently. I don't want to see very obviously that they are doing exactly the same motion since there are three duplicates. So I'm going to offset the layers just a little bit. To do so, I just click on each of them. You see I shift them backward just a little bit. So at least they don't do exactly the same movement at the same time. You see, it seems like a little bit more random. The last touch to this video now will be to create a new layer, camera. And from the preset of the camera, we'll be choosing 35 mm and press OK. Now the camera is going to show us the same scene through a 35 mm lens, but the difference is that with a virtual camera I can actually open the options and go through camera option and turn on the depth of field, and this one will make the video look much more realistic. In order to make it more obvious for this tutorial, I will increase the aperture value, which will blur excessively whatever is not in focus. To see what is in focus and what is not in focus, I have to click here where it says one view and I choose two views horizontal. Here it's going to show me the three fish and the relative position in a 3D space. So when I click on the three fish, I will be able to identify them in a 3D space. This fish went a little bit too far. Let me bring it back a little. I want them to be more or less equally spaced and equally offset. So in this view you can recognize the camera, the first fish, the second fish, and far behind the third fish. As I say now, when I click on the camera one more time, I can use this property called focus distance. By clicking and dragging the value left and right, it will change the pink line that you see at the end of the camera. So if I drag it all the way backward, you see now that the pink line is perfectly aligned with the first fish, which represents the first fish is perfectly on focus. When I click and drag towards the right, now I'm aligning the pink line with the second fish, and now it means the second fish is perfectly on focus. I carry on doing so all the way to the last line, which means the pink line is aligned with the last fish, and in fact the last fish is on focus. If I want to animate this one, all I need to do is just to bring back the pink line, and I will bring it back to the first fish. When the first fish is on focus, I'm gonna keyframe that value for focus distance by clicking the stopwatch. Then move the CTI forward, and then change that value for focus distance to the last fish. Here we go. Now if I keep these two keyframes close by, when I render this video I will see the focus distance going very quickly from the first fish to the last fish behind. And this is the final result.